Say hi to Sage. Wait, no, not that one. This one. This is sage, otherwise known as the genus salvia. It has many specific sages that which goes by many names. There's the common sage, garden sage, golden sage, kitchen sage, true sage, culinary sage, Dalmatian sage, Germander sage, and Broadleaf sage, and that's just to name a few. Or many of the scientific names and not in any order. Salvia officinalis, Salvia elengus, Melisodora, fruticosa, scleroria, Doriceiana, Snuriflora, Lancelota, Appiana, Hispanica, Columbaria, Einkai, Solonensis, Greggi, Granitica, Leucantha, Van Utine, Shamidroid. I probably did not pronounce any of them right, but you get my point. But for simplicity purposes, we're just going to be going with the species, the common sage, otherwise scientifically known as Salvia officinalis, the official sage. This common sage is green, has somewhat square stem, and simple paired opposite leaves that are oblong shaped, and has hairs called trichomes. Its flower is usually purple or lavender. It is also Asian, has long black hair, and can come in jade rust from the ground. Wait, that's the wrong sage. Anyways, the origin of the discovery stage is a confusing one, and one that was lost in time, and that does not involve being a Chinese valorant agent. The sage was used for many years before its first official known recorded data was taking place in Egypt over 4,000 years ago. Yet this information, yet again, is skeptical as the government's not so trustworthy website. Honestly, no one ever recorded plants. For some strange reason. At least not in super detail on some trustworthy website. Ancient Egypt supposedly used the sage as a remedy for infertility, and from then on onwards, various accounts of recordings of the usage of sage appears internationally, from the Mediterranean to Asia. There were no theory or information of how sage was discovered, so I became an old scholar and made my own theory. 'Twas was long ago, one walked on thy road and stubbed thy toe. Pain was once full, ye hunger fell upon one's eyes as thy saw the succulent leaves of thy sage. One bite and thy pain goes away. Or something like that, probably not as instantaneous. I theorized it was actually discovered to numb pain, and it was used ever since, with more of its healing properties discovered over time. Now where was sage founding? Valorant, no. The sage originates from the Mediterranean, but since sage was such a well-rounded plant that can handle many different climates, it soon spread across the world like a plague, and it's now found almost anywhere with human civilization. However, now the top producing countries of sage is many Mediterranean countries like Spain, Italy, Morocco, Greece, Turkey, as well as some other countries like USA, Poland, and Romania. But what was the easy flail condition sage needed to grow? Well, now on to Raw with the What Your Sage Needs guys. Thank you, Rob. Now then, what is sage used for? Well, sage has tons of uses. Like these non-medical uses, sage is often used as a flavoring for food, especially the pungent edible leaves. In fact, that's the main part of sage use, usually the leaves. So they're usually used as flavoring as a herb, and they're found a lot in like sausages, like Italian sausage. It can be used to cure meats in many European countries, and it can even be used for like creamy pasta. Also, sage smells good, so it's been used as scent for soaps and cosmetics. Like for example, these real products are made with sage scent. Like Sequoia, proudly indigenous, Magnificent 101, the pure sage smudge candles, Lavender Sage, Juniperus. Also, sage is very stylish. It has pretty leaves and flowers, so they're often used in pots, flowers, and sometimes artificial. Also, sage is thought to use and strengthen memory and promote wisdom. It's often brewed in teas and can be used as a tonic. Now, next up is the medical uses of sage. The part used for medicine is also the leaf. How was it used? It was used for brewing teas, making oil using leaves applied to the skin and body parts directly, or inhaled through burning the leaves. What conditions do these treat? Well, these can treat digestive problems, including loss of appetite, gas or flatulence, stomach pain or gastritis, diarrhea, bloating, heartburn, asthma, depression, and memory loss, just to name a few. Now, how's this compared to Western medicine? Comparing the form of how it's used, most of the non-traditional and Eastern side uses it in herbal style, which is usually teas and scent. Mostly like countries like China, India, Greece, Rome, and even some indigenous communities. However, on the Western side, they usually just like compound it into a pill or tablet and just take it. Well, how did the Western side use a substitute for the remedies of sage? Well, they use painkillers, bronchodilators, and therapy. Very expensive, I'll take the sage. Examples of these are like sage, quick release capsules, Solare sage, veg caps, and Mason Nature Brain Power sage extract. Also, they can relive people from the dead. Okay, I'll stop now. Okay, now, how does sage taste like as it's used so much for food like the Italian sausage? Well, based on leaves, as that's what usually used, it has an earthy taste, a slightly peppery taste, hints of eucalyptus and lemon. It's also a bit of minty, musky, a bit bitter, and luckily not poisonous, or else Rob would be dead. However, not everyone can use this plant. It has some dangers, like a big turquoise wall. The danger associated with this plant is that if it is consumed in too high concentrations beyond medicinal amounts, it can cause seizures and damage your liver and the nervous system, as common sage contains a chemical called thujon, which causes these issues in high concentrations. Like for example, you should only be consuming around 280 to 1,500 milligrams by mouth daily of sage for up to 12 weeks for common sage extract. If more, you can cause seizure. Also, pregnant individuals should avoid this herb as it can bring menstrual periods. Also, people with seizure disorder should take sage only in typical food quantities, as thujon can trigger seizures, as mentioned briefly. And people should refrain from using sage if they're going to have surgeries. So specifically 2 weeks before surgery, they should stop using it, as it can impact your blood sugar level, which can interfere with your blood sugar control during surgery. However, I guess this last one's optional, as I never heard of this when I was doing surgery. Why is any of this information important? How does sage change the world? Well, it saved the world from an identical version of itself from the multivillain it was a keystone medicine. Many ancient cultures relied on it for medicinal and spiritual purposes. Sage provided pain and inflammation relief in the ancient times and became one of the first pain relievers. It was also a keystone cooking, becoming a key herb for many Mediterranean dishes like the sausage. Even now, sage is relied on to provide pain relief and as an all-round relief against bacteria and virus infection in Asian countries like China and India. It has been proven very effective. In the Western side, sage is now being used to treat depression and many mental issues, and it's actually used in medicine for pain relief. However, slightly, not that much. Now some sage fun facts. The valorant hero is named Sage. Sage is a mint. Sage's scientific name salvia comes from the Latin word salvio, which means salvation, to be in good health, to save, and to heal. Sage comes from the Mediterranean region, but it's a plant that can adapt to many climates, so it has spread over the world like a virus. Sage also symbolizes immortality, domestic virtue, health, and wisdom. Now you see why it's important, or are you asleep and overwhelmed? Well, here's everything I just said in a nutshell for simplicity. Sage comes in many forms, but we're focusing specifically on the common sage, also known as salvia officinalis. It is green, has a somewhat spare stem, and a simple pair of opposite leaves that are oblong in shape, and has hairs called trichomes. Its flowers usually purple lavender. Its origin and discovery is uncertain, but the earliest information about the recorded data of sage was found on a not 100% trusted website, which states that sage was first documented in Egypt over 4,000 years ago. I theorize that sage was discovered way before this documentation, and most likely discovered because of pain relief abilities. Sage originates from the Mediterranean, but sage is a very well-known plant that has spread throughout Earth with the help of humans. The condition of this plant needs to grow is very slight because this plant is well-rounded. In terms of temperature, it just needs a semi-warm period of season. In terms of location, generate anywhere with a bit of nutrient storage, preferred between the pH level 6 to 7, which means not acidic, just normal, a bit of sunlight, liquid, and warm. The sage would do rest by using photosynthesis to convert carbon dioxide and water with sunlight to sugar and oxygen, then use use those nutrients to go through cellular respiration to convert sugar and oxygen to water energy and carbon dioxide. And the photosynthesis happens in the leaves and all these chloroplasts, which is green parts of the plant that does photosynthesis, and any part that's green in the plant generally are these chloroplasts. But the cellular respiration for the specific growth part is from the meristems itself. Sage non-medically is used for food as a flavoring, scent, and style. Sage medically is used to cure asthma, depression, memories, and various other disorders, and is traditionally used in places like India and China. The Western world uses sage in pills and tablets to enhance treatments for disorders like diarrhea or substitute other treatments such as other pills. Sage tastes earthy, slightly peppery, minty, musky, bitter, and with hints of lemon. People who are pregnant should avoid this plant as it can cause menstruation periods. People with seizure disorders should only consume amount of sage to be found in food, as it can also trigger seizures. People who about to go to surgery should maybe avoid sage as it impacts blood sugar levels, although that last one is not very certain. And sage in general should not be consumed more than the typical amount found in the pills and medication as prescribed, as it can cause seizures and damage your nervous system. So sage is important as it became a basis for medicine for many ancient civilizations, was carried on today as a keystone in medicine and food.